In this tutorial, we want to look at the clone tool, the healing tool, and the perspective clone tool in Gimp. I'm using Gimp 2.10.20. It is normally said that the clone and the healing tool work more or less similar. You can use them to clone things, and so that it can help you to replicate, to do for something like this plane. I can put a new one here, or I can also delete the plane. Now let's see here. I start with the clone tool. Now with the clone tool, everything here I have on different layers. Let's go to the plane layer, this layer here, and then I would the thing you have to do is, for you to use the clone tool, you always have to click control and then you select a source. It already even tells us down there, control to set a new source. Now I go to control and then I select my source, and then now I can start drawing. And as you can see, the source and the destination, as I move the source, I get my destination drawn. So if I go here, I'm getting it nicely drawn. I'm drawing the wings. Now you see the source is on the wings, so the destination is also on the wings, and it's you can go on and do your tracing nicely. Okay, now it might be that you don't want to reproduce this one, but you really want to take something out. It's the same thing. You go to control, you select something like this. Now if I come here, I can be removing this, so it's not like it's only to produce this. Okay, now if you notice, each time I release my hand, let's see here, I want to talk about it before I go to the healing tool. Now this alignment option here, if you choose none, each the place that you select, let's say that I want to do another clone of this, so I go to shift again and then I select this. I selected this place, so I start and I'll be drawing like this. When I release my hand, you see it went back to my source where I started and clicked. If I am to choose alignments aligned, now let's say I come here and again I choose this place again, so I go to control and choose this place. Now oh sorry, it was his point. I go to control and then I choose this place here. Now what let's start drawing. We start drawing something like this. When I release my hand, you see it did not go to the same place. It maintains rather the distance. It's something like the now always the source is leading and the destination circle is always following it. So if I come now, if I choose this, if I want to draw again, let's say I want to draw again, if I click here, now it will be drawing something else. It's considering only the distance, not actually the where I started from. With the none, if I were to start here and control and sorry, it always goes there because I'm recording. The thing is a bit not working as it should. Now if I come here and I select here and then I start drawing and I want to draw another thing again, it goes back, and where I started from is where it starts in again. You see what I mean? It's if I release my hand and start again, it goes here and starts from where I started. With the align, no. If I am in a line and I started here, let control and I start here, and then I start drawing. Now if I come here and I want to draw again, it doesn't. It's on the it's looking at some other place, so it's not doing it. Do you understand? Okay, so that's the difference. With all done, I would say that I want to go back to my history, and maybe I come somewhere, let's see where, to remove some of the things, to leave it like this. So this for us to know that I'm still using the clone. I'm going to do this same thing here. Now let's change the clone to healing. Now the healing is the same thing. Let's go and I select this layer, and then I go to control and I select my source. Now I start drawing as I did before. Now let's see, we come here and then I get the wings as usual. I come here and get this wing as well. So I try, and then I finish more or less painting my thing. Now if you look at this closely, I have some white things surrounding this. I think the clone in this aspect, the clone did a better job. Let me try to let's go here, control, and then I select maybe this place, and then try to clean. You see, it's not looking very well. With that said, that doesn't mean that the clone is better than the healing. It's just that they have different purposes. You see, the clone clones exactly what you pick, so you get exactly what you want with the surroundings, with the color, with the texture, with the pixels and everything. With the with this one, the healing, it concentrates on the texture, so you see that the pixels, the color is not really in there. That's the only difference. It's normally the healing is used for if you have small things that you have to deal with, like if you have blemish in the face, wrinkles, that's useful for that. That's why I have these two pictures. Now let's use the healing. Now I come to this layer here, and then let me select a place that I think looks a bit good, maybe somewhere here. I go to control and select here, and then I start working here a bit. I remove this, and then I try to maybe remove a bit of this. I mean, I don't want to waste time, so I leave it as this, and then I go, now this is the healing, remember, and now we go to the clone, and then we go to this other eye, and then we select almost the same place. I go to control, and then I select here, and then I come and let me remove this. I remove this, and then I try to on alignment. Let me use the none so that it bounces back to the correct place. Okay, I select again. I go to control this, and then now I come here, and then I try to use it with the same place. As you can see, if you look at it closely, let's just look at the difference. You see that here the clone is overdoing things, and it makes the face looks not natural, because if you want to correct things normally in photography, you don't overdo things, you do it light so that it looks a bit natural. Even this, I think if I were working on it well for a client or so, I wouldn't do it so much like this, but this is just for you to see. So you see that this here, the healing worked better than the clone. Now the next thing I want to show you is that in case you want to pick some image, something like this, let's go to this one here. For example, let's say you select something like this, and you want to come and clone it on another layer. And unfortunately, that's let me see here if you can do it better by creating a new layer. Let's see here, what do I have here? Let me go to this layer. Let me see this layer here. I never checked anyway. Let's add an alpha channel and see whether this will help us. You see, when I added an alpha channel, now I could replicate it and go to even select something from one layer and go to another layer. So you can either do that, you need to put an alpha channel in, or you can just create also. If you create let's say that I come here and I create a layer, and then let's move the layer up. Oops. Okay, now if this is the new layer here, what I've selected now, I've selected this. I can now come and then I can draw on all these because of I'm on that layer there. That layer is a transparent layer, so I'm using it, and I can select something from somewhere, and then I can use it to draw on this. And you see, I'm just drawing on this. If I close this, there is nothing there actually. The other one is here because I added an alpha channel. Now the next thing I wanted to look at is I would just maybe let me just maybe close most of the things and leave the road thing so we don't get we are not having too much distraction going on. Now we want to look at the perspective clone. I would have decided to maybe put this on, maybe it helps you to see better. Now let's go in here again, and then I select my perspective clone. To start with, you have to go to modify perspective, and then you click here, and then you see these things here. You have to adjust it because I'm on the layer of these people sitting here on the road. So I come here and get a perspective more or less here. I would adjust the top because I want to get a perspective, so I do something like this to get somehow a perspective. Now after drawing your perspective, you have to go to perspective clone, and then you now can do your cloning as going to control and selecting them, and then you start painting, and then you see they are looking smaller than the usual big one here. So you see, I had the perspective because of what I drew. Depending on what you draw, it will mimic it. So you see, it looks like when they are in there, it's getting smaller. If I were to start drawing here, it will even be very small. Thank you for watching. Please help me by subscribing to my channel, and please, if this helped you in any way, give my video a like. Thank you. Bye.